r/shortscarystories. This is just a nightmare. Posted by u/PatrickRGM. That thing, whatever the fuck it is, hasn't stopped chasing us all this time. This time. How long has it been exactly? I look down, my clothes torn, my shoes missing, feet bleeding out. We might have been running for days. We run on, its blinding white eyes projecting our shadows ahead of us. I turn to him, he's no better, at least physically speaking. His eyes are tired, but his pace remains consistent. The woods stretch out indefinitely. Are they even woods? I was certain we had been running through trees, yet now they seem more like great tendrils, stretching up into the ether. I try as hard as I can to remember how we arrived here, but even that becomes a challenge. I think that's when I realize. Hey! I call out, even though we were mere feet apart. Now's really not the time. He has a point. I persist, I've had an idea. What? Try and remember how we got here. We run in silence for a moment. I don't know what, I can't remember. He sounds almost like he finds that fact amusing. It is, in a way. What if none of this is real? It sounds beyond stupid saying it aloud. But he pauses. What if, I think you might be right. Now I'm doubting the theory myself, but it only makes sense. He pulls at the gun that I now remember we've had with us the entire time. How do we know which of us is dreaming? I stare at him, then my own hands. I sure as hell feel real. Do you feel real? Of course I do. And I'm willing to bet you do too. Oh, Jesus Christ, shoot me in the foot. I say it without really thinking it through. If I'm dreaming, then surely the sensation will be enough to wake me up. I suppose that makes sense. He does as he's told. The pain is indescribable. Then, nothing. I take the gun. Wait. He looks at the ground, conflicted, then back to me. Go for the head. What the F are you? I'm serious, you have to trust me. Think about it, if I'm dreaming, I'll wake up and none of this is real. If you're dreaming, then you haven't killed anyone. My hands shake. The monster comes closer, I can hear its fierce drone, and a sharp cry, like that of a banshee. I open fire. The monster stops. The woods around us dim as it closes its eyes. I keep my eyes firmly on the body all the while. Keep your hands in the air. We have you surrounded, you son of a bitch. I do as they say, eyes on the body. Don't worry, officer. None of this is real. Trembling, I bring the gun to my head. They all tense, giving shouts of defiance, commanding me to stop. None of it matters, though. This is just a nightmare. I like to steal my husband's hoodies. Posted by u/blushingvulcan. I like to steal my husband's hoodies. Well, not just his hoodies. I love stealing his sweaters, his button-ups, and his t-shirts. My husband enjoys seeing me in his clothes just as much as I enjoy wearing them. I'm small and petite, barely reaching 5 foot, so wearing the hoodies meant for his own 6 feet 3 inches frame feels like being wrapped in a blanket. My favorite hoodie of his is the dark gray one with his old college emblem on the front, faded and cracked from years of being washed. That's the one he wears the most, and that's probably why I love it so much. It always smells like his woody cologne and, more recently, the incense he started lighting in the man cave he spends all his time in. But now something's off about my favorite hoodie. My husband washed it the other day, so it's nice and soft and smells like laundry detergent. But there's another smell. A smell I don't like as much. It's starting to smell like when I fell on the pavement and scratched up my palms. Or maybe like when I cleaned some of my old jewelry. No, it's more like when I held change in my sweaty hand on my walk to the grocery store. The color is different, too. It's subtle, so subtle I almost didn't notice, but the ends of the sleeves look darker, like a rusty brown instead of a dark gray. There are also a few faint splotches of that same brown scattered across the front of the hoodie. I don't know what happened to my favorite hoodie. I don't know why my husband won't let me down in his man cave anymore, even if it's to refill the mini fridge with beers. I don't know why he started watching football at max volume when his hearing is perfectly fine. I don't know why he suddenly insists on going to the store by himself, only to come back with more cleaning supplies than we could possibly need. And to be honest, based on the look he's giving me right now as I wear his hoodie, I don't think I want to know. Everyone should try therapy. Posted by u/Queen Skittles. I was 8 years old the first time I experienced death. My older sister was hanging from her top bunk, face blue, the stench of urine and feces in the air. The suicide note said she couldn't take the bullying and abuse anymore. I still can't properly name the emotions I felt, seeing her there. The second time death visited, I was 12. My mother developed sleep issues after my sister's death. Her only solace from the terrors of the night came in the form of pills and liquor. I saw her there, flat on the couch, a small orange bottle that was full yesterday empty on the ground, a large glass bottle open, spilled on the floor, unknown how much was ingested and how much soaked into the carpet. I debated wiping the chunks of last night's dinner from her mouth, but my father stopped me. The same strange feeling in my gut from when I saw my sister came back that day. The third and fourth deaths were not nearly as eventful. A car accident. A man who had a bit too much in his glass, a woman who was too asleep to notice. The adrenaline rush as I stepped over the crunched glass kept me from noticing my own wounds. The flashing lights of ambulances as the medics rushed me to the hospital still appear in my dreams. I never learned their names, but their faces are seared in my brain. What little was left of their faces, anyway. Now I see death everywhere I go. I feel like it follows me, like an angel on my shoulder. The homeless man in the alley behind the bar, a needle in his arm. My first serious girlfriend, anaphylaxis from food contaminated with nuts and unable to find her EpiPen. My cubicle mate, who took too much insulin before lunch. I remember seeing all of them. Every single face, the same. The serene stillness of death on their corpses, vomit on their mouths, urine-stained pants, and that strange feeling in my gut when I saw the bodies. That's why I've come to you, as my therapist. I want to understand this feeling. I've always had trouble understanding my emotions. It was difficult, at first, to understand how death came to be an angel on my shoulder, or why so many people in my life had to die. Grasping the cruel reality of the corpses piling around me is something I've struggled with, for years and years and years. It's such a shame you couldn't take the stress of your wife leaving you and had to resort to a shotgun. Such a shame. Francine in the dark. Posted by u/hyperobscura. Hello Francine. How are we today? Fine I guess. Who are you? I am Dr. Lin, but you can call me Beverly. I'm here to ask you some very simple questions. You don't have to answer them, but it would be really, really helpful. When can I go home? I see. Do your family live near the forest? I think so. You told the officers you couldn't show them. That it was in the dark. Can you tell me more about the dark? I don't know, I'm really not supposed to. Don't worry, Francine. I just want to help you. I won't tell anyone. I'm not allowed to either, just like you. Well, okay, I guess. The dark. Can you explain it for me? You are taken there when you were little. Everyone in my family is in the dark now. Everyone except my pa. He says it's to keep us safe. How little? How old were you when you were taken to the dark? I don't know, 5 maybe? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Are they also in the dark? I have a sister, and I had a big brother. What happened to him? Your brother? He couldn't, he didn't. It's okay, you don't have to. He was too old, Pa said. How about your mother? Ma died when I was very little. I can't remember her. Do you remember anything before the dark? A little, not very much. It was all very shiny before Pa took out the bulbs. The bulbs? Yes, the seeing bulbs. Pa said he'd get better ones that didn't show the ugly, and then we didn't have to be in the dark no more. Oh, Francine. What is it? Your father can't do that. He lied to you. No, Pennsylvania wouldn't lie. He can do it, you'll see. He can't replace, what did you call them, the seeing bulbs? What do you call them? Eyes, Francine. We call them eyes. Stability. Posted by u/hyperobscura. Recording starts. Norma, hello, you must be Kendra? Kendra, yes, Mrs. Michaels. So lovely to meet you. Kendra, thank you, I'm very happy to hear that. Norma, do you mind if I record the interview? I have a terrible memory, you see. Kendra, no, not all, Mrs. Michaels, go right ahead. Norma, bless you, child. My Roderick can be a handful, you know. But he's such a sweetheart. Kendra, I'm sure he is. Norma, but after everything that happened, he is in dire need of some stability. Kendra, oh, I'm all about stability, Mrs. Michaels. If you don't mind me asking. Norma, yes? And please, call me Norma. Kendra, yes, of course, Norma. You mentioned that something happened to Roderick? May I ask what? Norma, oh, all that. Silly old thing, really. He was kidnapped about 2 years ago. Snatched right from daycare. In broad daylight. Kendra, oh, I'm so sorry. That must have been horrible. Norma, it was a challenging time, but we got through it. Kendra, did they catch them? The kidnappers? Norma, they came close a few times, but they kept moving him around. For all I know, they're still out there. Kendra, oh, God, I'm really sorry I brought it up. Norma, don't worry your pretty little head, dear, I don't think we'll ever hear from them again. Kendra, how can you be so sure? Norma, they never got what they wanted, did they? I refuse to pay the ransom demand. You cannot reward such atrocious behavior. Kendra, wow, that's a, very interesting approach. How long was he, gone for? Norma, he was restored after 3 months. Norma, no, that's the first thing they sent. Norma, the eyes were the first parts of him they sent. Silence. Kendra, I'm not sure I fully understand. They sent you pieces of Roderick? Norma, quite. Clearly, after such trauma, you can appreciate the need for stability. Kendra, yes, definitely, I mean, Jesus, how long did it go on for? Norma, what do you mean? Kendra, I mean, you know, how many pieces did they send before they let him go? Norma, oh, I think you're getting the wrong idea. Here, let me show you instead. Norma, Roderick? Meet your new nanny, Kendra. Kendra, this is my sweet Roderick. Muffled shriek. Norma, do you see now? They never stopped sending him to me. Kendra, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Norma, silly of them, wasn't it? All I had to do was reassemble him. Didn't cost me a dime. Audible thumb. Norma, parts of him keep falling off though. Stability, Kendra. Retching noises. Norma, he needs stability. Recording stops.